Alright folks, lesson number 15. An object moves along the x-axis to the equation x equals that. And the way they have it here, it's freaking weird because the units are all messed up. And that's kind of embarrassing since this is supposed to be a... Yeah, but whatever. I'm not going to overly emphasize this. So I'm just going to leave the units off. If they're going to be lazy, I'm going to be lazy too, so screw it. So you have the position equation, and the thing is asking for the average velocity between 2 seconds and 3 seconds. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write this down. You guys can plug it in if you want, but when x equals 2 seconds, the position here would be, and I'm just going to do this at the top of my head here. So this would be 12. 12 minus a 4 would be an 8. And then added to a 3 would be an... What the... Is that what I had? I don't think I had that when I did these problems. But then again, I don't remember. Well, we'll see what we get. So you have 11 meters when x equals 2. And when x equals 3 seconds, that would be 27. 30 minus a 6 would be 24 meters. So the average velocity is when... Anyways, the difference between the velocity is when this is... Or the average velocity is the difference between the intervals between 3 seconds minus 2 seconds. And already you can tell, and apparently I did this problem wrong, apparently. This would be 13, this would be 13 meters per second. So that's going to be the average velocity. I don't know where I effed up somewhere, but I do got to change that. Anyway, well, this should be correct because I trust my logic in this. The instantaneous speed at 2 seconds and 3 seconds. Alright, so if this is the position equation, that means that the velocity is going to be 6t minus a 2. So at 2 seconds, when v equals 2 seconds, that would be 10 meters per second. And when v equals 3 seconds, the instantaneous speed here would be 18 minus 2 would be 16 meters per second. So those are the two answers that they're asking. So v is going to be 10 meters per second, and b is going to be 16 meters per second. And that's what I have here, even though I kind of wrote it very sloppy. But that's okay. And the average acceleration between the intervals between 2 seconds and 3 seconds. Well, we know that the difference between the... Luckily, I already wrote this down, so I'm just going to write this down. 16 meters per second minus 10 meters per second over the course of between 3 seconds and 2 seconds is going to be 6 meters per second squared. So that's going to be the average acceleration for this interval. And the last one is going to be the instantaneous acceleration, so that's just going to be 6 in this case, between 2 seconds and 3 seconds. So the acceleration is always going to be 6 meters per second squared. And I feel like I did something wrong here. 18 minus 2 is 16. No, that's correct. 2.